this is one of the worst things that's ever been said regarding Caitlin Clark. And the good part about this is that it feels like Andrea Carter is having none of this. And ironically, Monica McNutt has gone out of her way to show that she is the problem. She has actually gone out of her way to show that she is a problem. She is part of the problem. And that's a good thing because, look, in celebrity culture, everybody is going to go and have a opinion on a player. Everyone's going to have an opinion on a player. And everyone's going to have an opinion on a person. But when you stop treating someone like a human being, like the Monica McNutts have, that's where it becomes a huge problem. Like Caitlin Clark, there are certain people in the media, and by the way, like everybody talking about Shanae being a Caitlin Clark hater. Even if it's okay to be a Caitlin Clark hater, but like there's like lines to it. There is lines to it, or there's levels to it. And like at no stage do I feel like Caitlin Clark or Shanae Awumke hasn't treated Caitlin Clark like a human being. I can't say the same thing about Monica McNutt. I actually can't. But yeah, it is. It's just one of those things where I'm like, this is just awful. Just on a human level, this is awful. Let's take a listen.
Honest reflection, but in totality, Monica, we don't often get to hear Caitlin Clark's perspective in quite this level of honesty, and this is an important conversation to continue.
Calls media coverage on her emotionally exhausting, and then the media,
continue to have with empathy for everybody involved. So listening to that, what was your reaction?
I thought the choice, the word of being fearful of the conversation after a game that she alluded to.
She literally, Drake Hart or whoever it was before is like, having empathy with everyone involved. I'm not giving you any empathy. Fuck you, Caitlin.
It was interesting because oftentimes it seems, at least in the larger discourse, and not that there's not an emotional experience for Caitlin Clark, because I believe that it is.
You, like, Monica, load up social media. You just, you are literally getting your talking points from threads. Load up social media. Load up social media. That's all you have to do. Load up social media.
But it's the folks that are accused of doing something outside of the parameters of competition that are actually the ones that are fearful when you look at their social medias. This is what I will say.
Caitlin Clark has literally had a stalker that you've refused to acknowledge. By saying this, you've refused to acknowledge the fact that Caitlin Clark has actually had a stalker arrested. Like, this is where it's like, on a human level. On a human level, if you're trying to turn this conversation, where you've literally got, like, she's looking at her like, are you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Like, the whole conversation is now, even with Shanae, after the whole Emmett Till article, the conversation has now been, like, look, we need to have empathy for everyone involved. No, this is nobody's fault. We need to stop all of this. And Monica McNutt's basically like, hell no, this is Caitlin's fault. This is like...
Caitlin Clark is 24. She is a shining star in the galaxy of the WNBA. But I do think as she continues to matriculate through this league, there's room for a little bit more accountability and self-awareness in terms of her role in the larger sisterhood, if she sees it that way.
Her role in the larger sisterhood. The sisterhood has made it clear they don't want Caitlin Clark in it. And she has made it clear that she doesn't want to be part of the clique. Like, I'm not saying that where it's like, I don't know Caitlin Clark. I could be very wrong with this. And unfortunately, this is one thing. It appears. Like, I don't want to speak to it factually. You could hear after they won the Commissioner's Cup last year, you could see it from All-Star Weekend. She didn't go out. She went to a charity event for a foundation on Thursday night. She went to watch the AAU Nationals for her old AAU team on Friday night. She hung out with the Stub Buds. She hung out with the players she wanted to hang out with on All-Star Weekend. And it seems very clear that Caitlin Clark has no issue being part of the clique. And the clique does not want Caitlin Clark to be a part of it. That is completely fine. That is fine. And we all said it. We all said it when Shanae was talking about it as a sisterhood. Like, if you've ever listened to the way that Caitlin Clark spoke again, people are on as drunk people, overly happy, celebrating people, or angry people are the people that are going to tell the truth. After she was drunk when they won the Commissioner's Cup final, Caitlin Clark said the whole league are going to be so upset. They hate us. Like, it feels like Caitlin Clark, it is almost certain, again, I could be wrong, that Caitlin Clark does not care about being part of the greater clique of WNBA players. It doesn't seem like she cares about that. It seems like she wants to be friends with her friends. Her job is to be a good teammate, to be a good person, and just be a nice human being.
In the WNBA. But Malika, I agree with her 100%. It is certainly exhausting for all of us who really want to celebrate where this league is.
What do you mean all of us? You're the one pushing the narrative. Like, you're currently pushing the narrative and saying it's exhausting. Like, what are you doing? You literally could, like, all this you could have said, if you could have said this is exhausting, and it's awful for everybody involved. This is awful for everybody involved. Hopefully we can get talking about basketball. That's all you have to say. Not Caitlin needs to have some accountability for this. Accountability for what? For what? Getting a fist to the throat? Dodging an elbow from Alyssa Thomas? Like, what does she have to take accountability for? Referees being terrible? Like, what are we doing?
The beautiful basketball that is being played, this larger discourse that can be very disappointing.
Yeah, and I think that we all have a responsibility in seeing where we fit in that discourse, and what we are working to do on this show is focus in right there. And
then as soon as she says our role, Monica McNutt's there like, oh no. Like basically, she's basically just calling out Monica McNutt to her face.
The game that we all love so very much, and that's what we're going to do over the course of this next hour.
And look, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. I don't watch enough of New York Knicks to know if Monica McNutt has done a good job when she talks about the sport of basketball. I don't know. I do know that Monica McNutt was a pretty damn good basketball player in her day. She was a pretty good basketball player. And it is like, she started off All-Star Weekend with going up to Angel Wilson saying, "You're the face of the league." And I'm like, I'm sorry. That's you just taking a shot at Caitlin Clark. You go in after all this crap happens. The first thing that happens after that is you going up to AJ and saying you're the face of the league. Like, you are a major part of the problem. You are a major part of the problem. And for anyone saying, she talks about basketball. Do you not remember Caitlin Clark's rookie year? Caitlin Clark's rookie year, Caitlin was out. By the way, this is coming into All-Star break. Caitlin Clark had just put up the first ever rookie triple-double. Caitlin Clark had just put up a 24-9 game and had the most assists all time. Angel Reese was on a downward spell where she was averaging like 12 and 10, and the Sky were on like an 8-game losing streak. And this Fever were ahead of the Sky. And she goes, I mean, rookie of the year is too close to call. It's just going to be whoever finishes first in the standings. And then when Caitlin Clark's team went 2, 3, 4 games ahead, she still wasn't like, oh yeah, it's a guarantee. It's like, it was the most obvious rookie of the year race of all time. It was the most obvious thing. And she just kept saying, I'm going by the standings. Like, what are we doing? And then she goes on BBC. She goes on a different nation's network, by the way. So when you go onto a network from a different country where basketball is not as big, you have a responsibility to promote the game. You do. If you are promoting a sport in a nation that's not as big, you have a responsibility to promote the game. And instead of saying a word about basketball, she just, instead of hyping up the WNBA, she said Caitlin Clark has a lot of fans because she's white. You went on another country who were asking you to speak about sports. England is not America. There's none of this bullshit going on. And yes, obviously there is racism in England. And it comes in terms of sports. Yes, there is. Obviously, look at some of the shit that happened with Raheem Sterling or Marcus Rashford. There is. But like, you had the ability, you were basically asked to to talk about it. And also, I didn't even realize did she use the word matriculate? So I just saw a Monica McNutt post and they're like, yeah, she used the word matriculate completely wrong. That being said, it is, there are words that just are used completely wrong all the time. There are so many words that are used completely wrong. That being said, like, I don't really care about that. She's just a bad faith actor. And Monica, they're all on Threads every day, and they see the Threads as just an unhinged place where you can hate, where you're allowed to hate on Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham for free. And whether you're a player or not, you can go unpunished. Nothing you say on Threads will be punished. And by the way, the only player who's ever been punished for saying something on Threads was Kennedy Carter, and all Kennedy Carter said was, I broke Azzi Foot's ankles. Like, that's all she ever said on Threads, was that she broke Azzi Foot's ankles, and she basically got kicked off a team for that. But yeah, it's a really bad one. It is a really, really bad one. But anyway, yeah.